So, good evening, everyone. The topic we are going to discuss today is return, or more specifically, return on investment. Now, how are we going to calculate these return on investment? Now, rates of return can be calculated and presented in more than one way. Different methods can yield different results, and investment managers who are rated on their performance have an incentive to use these methods to make them look best. Now, to measure the return on a portfolio of multiple assets in a given year, or to measure the return on a specific security across multiple periods, some averages must be calculated. There are two methods for calculating averages of financial asset. These methods use the arithmetic average and the geometric average. So, because the two methods yield different results, it's important to study them and be able to understand the interpretation of these two averages. So, consider this arithmetic method where it simply adds the returns over multiple periods and divides them by the total number of periods. So, for example, in this example of AT&T stock, where the 4 yearly return is given on the stock as 10, minus 10%, 0%, 25%, and 9%. In order to calculate the arithmetic average, we simply add these 4 returns and divide by the total number of periods, which is 4, and finally we get the return as 6%. So, the geometric method is an averaging method that compounds rates of return. So if $1 is invested in period 1, then it will be worth $1 plus R1 at the end of period 1. The investment at the end of period 2 will be worth $1 plus R1 into 1 plus R2, where R2 is the rate of return over period 2. So in other words, geometric method assumes that $1 plus R1 is invested in period 2. At the end of period 2, the investment will be worth the amount invested at the beginning of period 2 multiplied by the value of $1 invested in period 2. So continuing this procedure over all ex post periods would give us the value at the end of T periods of $1 investment at the beginning of investment. Finally, coming to the example of AT&T, where the 4 yearly returns are 10%, 0%, 25%, and 9%. According to the geometric average, the rate of return over this 4-year period will be like at the end of first year, the rate of return will be 1 minus 10%, which is 1 minus 0.1. And then at the end of the second period, the rate of return would be this amount 1 minus 10% multiplied by 1 plus 0%. This will be the rate of return at the end of period 2. At the end of period 3, this amount will be multiplied by the return in the third period, which is 25%. So this amount up till now will be multiplied by 1.25, 1 plus 0.25, and finally this number, whatever we get, will be multiplied by 1 plus 0.9 to get the final return, which comes out as 5.23%.